Израиль – это не только основной geopolitical узел.
Israel is not only the main geopolitical hub of the humanity, but also socio-cultural, religious and philosophical intersection point of various ideas and meanings. Yad Vashem is a place where we can see from the inside the tragedy of these people and to make an assessment of what price they had to pay for a revelation about eternal and the living God who they worship, and the price is extremely high.
Крайне высока.
Yad Vashem, a memorial to the victims of the Shoa and to the heroism of the Jewish people, is located on the Hill of Remembrance. Yad Vashem cherishes the memory of the Holocaust and is a world-famous Holocaust studies center. The memorial was established in 1953 by the act of the Knesset to commemorate the Jewish people murdered by the Nazis and the destroyed Jewish communities, as well as to pay tribute to the fighters against fascism and to the righteous among the nations who risked their lives to save Jews. The memorial welcomes more than 1 million visitors a year. A group of bishops and pastors from Russia have been here today. Somebody said once that a nation that did not know their past has no future. The Museum of Yad Vashem is in fact the history of the Jewish people that went through the Holocaust, and despite of the terrible pain, they had not lost the ability to love their nation and to love their God. There is a lot we can learn from the Jewish people, and every time we come here we discover again and again this history, so that we can be aware of that and remember that. I would like to quote you one short text. Even if the heaven were paper, and if the world were ink, I would not be able to describe you my sufferings and all that I am seeing around me. Indeed, this testifies to the intensity of the sufferings of the Jewish people had to endure, so that we today could remember that, to see that, and so that it would never happen again. After visiting Yad Vashem, the church leaders went to the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, where a historical important meeting with Julia Malinovskaya, the leader of the Israel Our Home, took place. The meeting was an important step in the process of formation of a space for inter-religious and inter-ethnic dialogue. I hope that Russia should be and will be a true friend of Israel. We have common problems. Of course, we have our differences of opinion and some disagreement, but as our countries are different, we should always seek what unites us. I'm very happy to welcome all of you. I'm happy to hear you. It is not something that should be taken for granted. And I hope that these relations and connections will continue to develop and grow. This has been a very useful and fruitful meeting. Not only have we heard some positive feedback as regards Christian congregations who are involved in helping the Jewish people, but we have also identified some practical ways to further our cooperation. And these are two ways: through giving practical help to those with special needs in Israel by our congregations, and also by establishing a network of volunteers, members of the evangelical churches in Russia. I believe this is an excellent idea, and this has been a fruitful meeting. The day ended with a gathering in one of the oldest Protestant churches in Jerusalem, where the regular services of the Lamb of Zion take place. A famous Messianic singer, Israel Reutemann, led the worship time. Pastor Reuben Berger shared a very profound and powerful message from the Epistle to Ephesians, where the Apostle Paul teaches that in the last day Jews and Gentiles will become one people of God. This message resounded deep, at least in my heart. I do realize that today we, as a church, must show Christ to the Jewish people with and through love and our good works for them. We must be open for such a dialogue, and most certainly this dialogue must be developed and expanded. This is God's work, and God Himself, the Creator of the heaven and earth, is interested in this.
Заинтересован сам Бог неба и земли. Информационное бюро «Спектр», Иерусалим.